This video is being made for entertainment purposes only. If you decide to invest your money in the stock market, please consult an investment advisor. So this video will be about the upcoming United States lunar return beginning tomorrow, May 2nd, 2024. It's going to start tomorrow morning about 9 a.m. Eastern. We're going to take a look at this chart here, and we're going to start with Mars in the 10th house. Mars in the 10th house isn't a great place for Mars to be, especially when it's afflicted. In this case, Mars is forming a 15-degree aspect to Saturn. This is really tough. It's a tough house and it's a tough aspect. And then Mars making another 15-degree aspect to Mercury, and Mercury is worry. And then on top of that, we have Mars making this 30-degree aspect to Vader, and that's kind of a tough one as well. So I wouldn't expect our health to be great. So pay attention to the news. This could be some sort of an accident where we could see injuries or deaths in some way. I don't know for sure. Obviously, I'm just telling you what the chart says. Next, we'll take a look at the economy, and that would be the planet Vader in the 9th house in Pisces. Vader makes negative aspects to both Saturn and Mars. And because both these planets are in the 10th house, it's tough, it's difficult. I wouldn't expect the stock market to do anything spectacular. In fact, I would expect some down movement in the Dow and NASDAQ. Vader is also making a 30-degree aspect to Pluto. Again, Pluto's in the 8th house in Aquarius. This is not good. It's sudden movement down. And because Vader is in the 9th house, we would want to look at the planet Jupiter. Jupiter is right next to Aquarius on the 12th house cusp. And then the moon is squaring this conjunction, which also sudden difficulty. Next, we'll take a look at the moon. The moon is going to represent us, the people of the United States, and our experience during this lunar cycle. It's because it's in the 9th house, and because it's in Aquarius, we want to look at Jupiter and Uranus. And as already discussed, they're over here in the right on the 12th house cusp, and they're conjunct, as we've talked about before. But both these planets are squaring the moon. Jupiter's kind of a good aspect. It's going to tell us that we're going to grow intellectually. There's going to probably be some issues, and we're going to get some answers to some questions, something groundbreaking, some new discovery possibly, but some issue will sort of be solved based on this aspect. And next, we're going to take a look at Mercury. Mercury represents communication inside of our country during this lunar cycle. And what's going on here is it's being squared by two planets. You can see Campania and Ceres opposing one another. Both are squaring Mercury. And what this is telling us is there's going to be some sort of breakdown in communication. Mercury is in the 11th house. It's also making a 15-degree aspect to Mars in the 10th house, and a 30-degree aspect to Saturn as well. These are all tough aspects, really difficult. And so because Mercury is in this 11th house, we're probably going to see some outages somewhere in the country. Someone's going to lose cell phone coverage or internet or something. Can't tell you exactly what. I don't see it as severe. It's not the whole country. But somewhere we're going to see these issues. Next, we're going to take a look at politics. And so we want to look at Jupiter in this cycle chart. Jupiter is going to represent our experience with political issues during this cycle. And as we've already talked about, Jupiter is squaring the moon in Aquarius in the 9th house. So when it was reversed, Jupiter was hitting the moon. Now the moon is hitting Jupiter. And this is telling us about us being divided as a country. So we already know we're divided, but things are just going to get worse. There will be more controversy in the media. And then Jupiter next to Uranus, same thing. And the moon is squaring Uranus as well. So it's squaring the conjunction. Just intensifies that dividedness in our country. Next, we want to look at foreign events, things going on outside of the United States. And we're going to take a look at Saturn in the 10th house in the sign of Pisces. First, we're going to look at aspects to Saturn. And you can see this Mars aspect. Mars is in Aries, the 10th house. It's really a tough placement for Mars. not good, making a 15-degree aspect to Saturn. This is telling us about anger abroad towards the United States. Again, I don't know what that means. I'm just telling you during this cycle, we should see something like that. Also, Vader being in the ninth house in Pisces. Vader's making this difficult 15-degree aspect as well. This is sort of arrogance on our part. It's assuming things that we shouldn't be assuming as a country. So what this means exactly, I can't tell, but it's going to happen sometime in this cycle. And then also, Saturn is making a 45-degree aspect to Pluto. Pluto's in the 8th house in Aquarius. Again, this is a tough place for Pluto to be. The 45-degree aspect is difficult. It means we're trying to control a situation that we probably shouldn't be controlling or getting involved with. And also Saturn is making a 30-degree aspect to Mercury. Mercury's in the 11th house in Aries. Aries is telling us again about some anger. Being in the 11th house, it's extreme. This is a country outside the United States who is angry at us and talking about us. Also, because Saturn is in Pisces, we want to look at Neptune. Neptune is making a positive aspect to Jupiter, and that means we're going to get some support from other countries in the world during this time. Also, Ceres, the problem solver on the 8th house cusp, this is really strong. We're going to be trying to solve some sort of problem. Also, we have Ceres on the 8th house cusp. This is really strong where it's at. It's telling us about problem solving, but in a really motivated way. And so that this is a sextile reaching Saturn. This is telling us about us, the United States, solving a problem and being successful at it. So that's our video for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.